What I do for a living, I work at Morgan Stanley in Celebration, Florida. I run a team, and we manage about $1.5 billion. That's my day job. So in 1992, we bought the assets of Saratoga Springwater from Evian. That brought me to Saratoga, and that's when I kind of started getting interested in horse racing. Basically, for a night out, just to go out for dinner, have a hamburger, we went to the Fasig-Tipton sales in Saratoga. And I walked over and I saw a filly in stall number 007. And it said Lemon Drop Kid. And I said, oh, I like that name, Lemon Drop Kid. Maybe I'll buy this filly. But they've already named her Lemon Drop Kid, but I like that name, so I'll buy her. Long story short, the sale is over, and I go into the Fasig-Tipton office and I said, how much did 007 sell for, Lemon Drop Kid? And they said, oh, she didn't sell. She's RNA'd. I said, what's RNA'd? She's still available. I said, well, I want to see her. So Stuart Morris comes out. He had a beer in each hand, and he said, can I help you? And I said, I'd like to see this filly. He says, who's your vet? And I said, we don't have a vet. He said, who's your trainer? I said, we don't have a trainer either. But don't you worry, my husband knows a lot about horses, and he wants to look at her. So he pulls her out, and Tony's standing there kind of like this, going, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. And I said, Tone, you gotta act like you know what you're doing. Go feel her legs. So Tony goes over and starts to feel her legs like this. He says, these legs feel good. And I said, we'll take her. We ended up buying this horse, and we named her Sugar Plum Girl. And then when we bought Sugar Plum Girl, I said to Tony, honey, we need a place for Sugar Plum Girl to retire when she stops racing, so we need a farm. And then we ended up building Sugar Plum Farm. Kenny McPeak was our trainer, and Kenny McPeak bought a horse for us by the name of War Dancer, and he was a great racehorse. So in 2016, when we decided we're going to retire him, we all said, oh, let's stand him stud, because he was one of Warfront's top sons in the world. And he would, I think, he earned over $1 million, and I think he was number 3 of all Warfront stallions, and Warfront standing for $250,000. So we said, let's stand him in New York. This is where our farm is. Do you know the first year we ended up getting almost 50, I think the number was actually 48 mares from 7 states and Canada that came here to breed to him. So that was very, very exciting. So one of my most enjoyable things about this experience is that when I've heard about stallions, I've always heard that they're like out of control and nasty and not friendly. But I have to tell you, War Dancer is such a gentleman, and he is such a sweetheart, and he is so intelligent. We bought this farm basically because we needed a place for our horses to retire. That was the original premise. And then over the years, we've gotten into breeding and other things. But I can't stress to you the importance of people in this industry taking responsibility for these racehorses. Now, I believe that we should have a very strong social security system for the racehorses, and I think it should start when they're bred. I think breeders should pay a fee, and I think that it should not be voluntary at these sales that you pay a fee only if you feel like checking that box. It should be mandatory. Somebody goes to a sale and they're all excited and they buy a yearling for $100,000 or $1 million or $16 million or whatever it is. A percentage of that should go into this fund that is part of the Social Security Fund. You need to ask people to make the contribution when they're happy, when they're excited. And if anybody wants to contact me and wants to use our facility as a place to raise money, to support that, we need to do that. It's extremely important to me because first and foremost, I'm an animal lover. I am not a horse person or a horse racing person from that perspective. I'm an animal lover.